I had a viewpoint that it was something that was evil. It is something, if you
Hmm.
have too much of money, you are not a good person. And,
Hmm.
all the rich people are kind of bad people, and you have to struggle to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. You
Yes.
have to slog your, if I may say, ass to make money, all those.
Yeah.
And those, then I realized after Access that those are the frequencies that I am putting out in the universe. So my
Yes.
journey with money is becoming difficult. Like
Correct.
for I'm a working professional, so
Yeah.
many of the people who are watching this or are watching later would feel that they live from month to month. Means I was also there where
Paycheck to paycheck.
paycheck to paycheck, like money comes in at the end of the month, it's over. You save for 1 month, but you have to use it. So there is too much chaos and there was too much low frequency to money
Yeah. Yeah.
after reading Access books, and of course, thanks to you,
And
what
thanks to
I
Gary Douglas for giving this
yes,
amazing modality and how does it get even better and for changing the perspective about life totally, right? So,
100%. And so, and money being one of the things that actually is a very potent energy.
yeah.
Money is a source of so much good. It's a source of creation. So when you look at money like that, and when you start treating money
Yeah.
like an energy and like your best friend. No,
Yes.
I actually talk, it sounds crazy, but I actually talk to money when I need it, and it just shows up.
Absolutely, because
I
everything has consciousness, Kazin, and so has money. And I have talked about, I've talked to things when I go out shopping, like not just like when I buy my crystals. I ask my crystals that, oh crystals, what can you bring to me? Will you actually make me more rich? And it works every time. And it's not just about the crystals; it's about every piece of clothing I wear, every when I get my hair done or when I just maybe when I buy a new gadget, I ask that gadget, how will you make me money? And it's so magical that everything, the universe starts talking to you, the universe starts communicating to you, and everything just you are in communion with the entire universe, with every molecule. So I'm sure when you talk to money, I know people, there will be people who will find it crazy, but there will be people who can probably take it away as a takeaway from this video. That, I really tell people, if you are facing money problems, don't say that I have money problems. Rather than say, okay, how can I change this? Or how can I afford something? Like, maybe you're just walking in on just in front of a Gucci showroom and you like something and you say, okay, I would rather than, I know a lot of people who are so bitter about luxuries in life. And I'm a person, I love luxuries. I love all the extravagant things. I love that. It's beautiful because I like that energy. And when you are in the abundance energy, you feel very, very content, very, it gives you a beautiful feeling. So, like for instance, you're walking past a Gucci showroom, rather than saying, हाँ ये तो क्या है, सब सिर्फ अमीर लोग लेंगे, ये कैसा है, waste of money. We don't want you to go there. Of course, if you don't like something, if you don't find light about buying it, don't buy it. What is light? Light, we'll talk about light, heavy lit. But if you find something, if you don't find it light, don't buy it. But if you find something light, and if you just connect, maybe it's a purse or it's a handbag or maybe it's a piece of clothing and you just like it, just go there and ask, oh, how can I afford this? And what will it take for me to afford this? What will it take for me to have this? And
with
what will it
ease.
take for me to receive this? Sometimes I just say receive, and you might just receive as a gift, for all you know. And when you receive things as a gift, don't say nahi, 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 nahi. But of course, having said that, I also believe that uh, you know, um, you have to be aware, you have to be conscious about what you would like. Because when people say that, oh, shopping therapy is great, yes, it's wonderful, but sometimes we end up buying things which we don't find light about, and then again you are not. So every moment you have to be in the conscious choice. Every moment you have to be aware. And if there is something, like I always tell people that, okay, if you want to gift me something, ask me what I want. And I really like that concept, because then people don't have to go and just find something and give it to you, because that too creates this energy of unwanted gifting. So I always ask my friends when I have to give them, is it something that you want? And then I would give them, rather than saying, oh, I'm going to just give you a surprise gift, and then I see their face and that was not something which they really like. So I think that's the way I operate. Of course, there are no rights, no wrongs. There could be someone who says that they might want surprises, but I think every choice you make, every time you buy something, be very very aware, very very conscious, and just choose. And if you feel that, oh, it's rather than saying it's too expensive is a judgment, it's too expensive is a conclusion. um I think rather than ask, okay, what will it take for me to have that, and what will it take for you to come home with me? I always say that to things. What will it take for you to come home with me? And then it just magically something
Amazing.
happens and you end up getting it. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? But
Yes.
coming to that, many people have this policy of, oh, I don't accept gifts.
Hmm.
That's they feel it's wrong to accept
Accept
gifts.
gifts.
I want to do everything on my own. Fine, you want to do everything on your own. Nothing wrong with that. But when my viewpoint, my interesting viewpoint, is if it's coming, accept it with ease and joy.
Absolutely.
And another thing about money is people think that because I don't have money, I'm not successful.
Hmm.
It's a viewpoint
Yeah.
that, money is the
Wow.
only factor, how much money you
Determining
make,
the success.
or, you relate it to
Yeah.
success. So,
Yes.
and then you become sad because you feel that, oh, I'm not successful. But success and
Absolutely.
self-worth also have so many different forms. It's what is
Yes.
authentic to you, no matter
Agree.
if you're a housewife, no matter if you're a
Absolutely.
child, no matter what you do, where you do. If
Correct.
you are doing something you love and you are happy within your conscious, I think you are
You are
successful.
successful. Yes. And I totally agree with that, because the energy of success is exuberance. The energy of success is joy. The energy of, I would say, success is if you can fall asleep at night and have a beautiful, restful 8 hours sleep and wake up in the morning and look forward to the next day and say, oh, wow, what magic can I be today? I think that's success for me. Success is if you are just living in the moment and enjoying the present moment without thinking about the past or ruminating about the past or thinking about what could happen in the future. And I think success, as you said, I equate it a lot with being mindful or being in the present. And in access consciousness, we often talk about being you, where you are just being in the present moment and you are not doing anything, you are just being, and you are just flowing with the energy. And isn't that one of the most beautiful things which you could ever
Of,
do?
of course, that's wonderful. And I think when you're in that energy, you will become more attractive to money. You will start
Yes,
attractive
yes.
money. Money will show up in ways that just because you don't know right now doesn't mean it's not possible.
Correct.
There are
Absolutely.
infinite and endless possibilities of things, money, lot of things to show up in your life. You may
Correct.
not know it right now, but it just universe has a beautiful way of making things
Of
work.
showing making things show up. And I have personally experienced, like you said, with access consciousness tools, like I think in the initial part, when we first learn about these tools, we are doing the tools, and yesterday I was talking to a friend who's also an access practitioner, and she asked me, okay, so do you think every time we use the clearing statement? She's been one of my she I had the joy of facilitating her, and she was among my first few when I did my first or second access consciousness class in 2017. She was among the first three people who joined, and I'm so grateful for all of that. So she said that, do you think, Ashwini, that we have to use the clearing statement every time? And I would say, of course, the clearing statement is powerful. It acts like a magical wand. It just clears all the debris. But having said that, there are times where you even may not need to use the clearing statement. But when you are in the awareness, where you are in the energy, in the space, in the whole consciousness of choosing something with the tools, you become the tool. Like, for instance, for me, sometimes I just say, okay, what else is possible? And something just opens up for me, because it's one of the most easy tools. And then I may or may not use the words like, everything that does not let that happen, I now destroy and create it all, and right, wrong, good, bad. Of course, it works amazingly, but um you can, when you become the energy, and that's the beautiful part of access consciousness, that you can just be the energy, be the tool, and it just starts flowing with you. And I'm going to quote something which I learned first when I did my first foundation from my teacher, Dr. Ashish Narayankar, who said that, you know what, money is the easiest thing to manifest. And I still remember it was my first Access Foundation, 2017. And I was like, oh, yeah, yes, money is the easiest to manifest. And that is because money doesn't have point of views about you, right? And trust me, Kaizin, since then I've been using this belief, it's in my belief system that, oh, money is very easy. Oh, money is very easy. And everywhere I go, money just shows up. It just shows up. And
How does it get better than that?
how does it get even better than that? And that is the beauty of tools. And it's not because, many people must be watching and they might be saying, oh, you're privileged, oh, you're lucky. But I would say that, rather than saying that, what if you start using the tools, and what if you start creating your reality in the same manner? And if it works for me, it will work for you, because we all are we all are here beings on earth. And if it works, I'm not going to use the word human, because in access consciousness we say humanoids. So
Yes.
that's the reason I said beings with bodies, to be very honest. Because we are beings and we have bodies, and we are beings and bodies. And if it is possible for one being, it will be possible for anyone and everyone else. So Kaizin, to add to what you said, yes, money is the easiest to manifest, and the more you commune with money, life becomes better.
It's a tool. It's something that actually can be used to create such a wonderful this thing. It's not an evil. And another thing that I do as a, there is an abundance. You can operate from an abundance mindset,
Mindset,
or you can operate from a scarcity
scarcity
mindset.
mind.
These are mindsets. So whenever there is one exercise that was taught to me in one of the class, I don't remember. Go and observe nature. Can
Hmm.
you count the leaves on the number of a tree? No.
Oh man.
Can you count the grains of sand? They are abundant. Can you count the drops in the ocean? So, by nature, the universe naturally is abundant, and we are the children of this abundant universe. When you operate from this, you start feeling good. And also be very grateful when you spend your money, because this is a flow. So money also, if you keep hoarding it, it doesn't grow. People say the same. You need to save. Yes, there are practical things that as per your life journey you should do. But there has to be a flow. It has to come in, it has
Absolutely.
to go out. So even when money is going out, as the Japanese say, I started saying arigato money.
Arigato.
And
Yes.
yes, and wishing that, the other person also gets more money and
Yes.
more comes to me as well. So, when these things sound, unless you actually do and be this, people will not understand. You have
Yes.
to give it a try and, see how you feel. It works.
And Kaizin, thank you for sharing this arigato thing, because this is something which I recently started a few months ago. Every time a client makes the payment and I send them the invoice, I write to them. This is the practice which I am using. That thank you for choosing a service with us, and may this money come back to you multiplied.
Tenfold.
Okay,
Yes.
may the universe bless you with this money multiplied. And the moment I do that, the next moment my phone rings and there is another inquiry coming from a client who would like to book a session. And this cycle keeps on repeating. And I'm sometimes wondering, oh my God. Oh, so I have a client now and I have the next client. And the moment I have given the invoice and I've said thank you, there is something coming up. So I think this is the beauty of how, as you said, because money attracts money. I always seen that money attracts money, because that's the power of money. And money as the evil, it's something which has been so coming going back to the history of this. um in the ancient times, money was not considered evil. Money was considered sacred. And of course, in those times, it was gold and gold coins and all of that. But all of a sudden, in the middle times, I don't know whether that was what era was that, but when the dark forces tried to control the world, what they did was they preached that money is evil. so that money stays in the hands of collective few people, and the rest of them, they believe that it is bad to have money, or placing religious um restrictions on receiving money. A lot of things happened, and people went into the whole fear mentality. And I know a lot of people, especially when I facilitate money classes, and you remember we had so much fun in the money class when we had the class. Yes. So in money classes, most people come with this collective belief that money is evil. And I realized one thing, that it is not because there is something wrong with the person or they have had some issues. It is because as a collective, we have been programmed with, and for many lifetimes we have been programmed with that. And like in access consciousness, there is a process where we actually help people clear the oaths and vows. It's oaths, vows, it's such a powerful clearing, where if in any other lifetimes you have taken, say, oath of staying poor, you can just release it just with a clearing. And many times, even when people comes for bars, we help them release oaths, vows. And in access classes, of course, there is so much magic which happens when we clear oaths, vows. And I've seen people who were stuck for 10 years, 12 years, and who were just stuck in life, and who felt that they felt they were stuck. I don't think they were stuck. They felt they were stuck. Like I will always say that I told, whenever I meet people, I say, you feel you are stuck. You are not stuck. And maybe there is a bit of you which is confused, which is not aware of what's happening. But when you say you are stuck, you're coming to a conclusion. When you say, oh, how could I get unstuck, and how could I start moving? And people start moving in life. So yes, oaths, vows is another way. So that's the reason why it is in the belief system. So if someone who is watching this video, and if they feel guilty, okay, I know a lot of people feel guilty because they have a disempowering belief system. Okay, now guilt is another distractor implant, as Gary Douglas says, that distractor implant is anything which stops you from progressing in life, which stops you from going ahead in life. And guilt and shame are the biggest guilt traps, are the biggest traps which I have seen, where people are trapped. People are shamed or trapped or guilt. They put people are being put into the guilt mentality or shame mentality, and they stay stuck there. Out of guilt and shame, they do not act, and people choose to stay pathetic, unfortunately, because that's what the collective talks about. But if you are someone who are watching us, and you might be feeling, oh, these girls are talking with so much ease about money, and maybe I don't think that way, maybe there is something wrong with me, please don't go there, because the aim of this live is to not make anyone feel less about themselves or go into their wrongness, or not even to invalidate if you're going through a difficult situation right now. I know many people might be going through a difficult money situation, and we are not invalidating your pain. We are only trying to say that, or we are not even trying to say, we are saying that there is a way out of it, right? And if you choose the tools, a few verbal tools and a few quick mindset shifts can change so much in your life. And what if you could choose that?
Also, I'd like to add, especially this is coming from our parents, from me as
Yeah,
a parent.
you as a
So,
parent.
yes, yes. So, many times our kids,
Yeah,
younger kids, we take them out and they want to buy something.
right.
And many times we tell them, no, this is don't expensive, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
When
Correct.
when they're small. It may be as per your life situation. There's no denial of that. But
Correct.
avoid using the word, oh, it's too expensive, we can't buy. Because
Yes.
this phrase, when repeatedly told the child, he or she will grow up thinking that things
In
are
this
expensive and
expensive,
he or she
cannot
cannot
afford.
buy. So, it's not so it's a tricky situation.
Yes, yes.
Parents may
I know, I know.
it may be a reality, unfortunately, for many
Yes,
parents where they
yes,
cannot buy anything the child wants. This is understood. So learn some methods of communication around that and actually start teaching your kids access. You
how
never
can
know,
you?
somewhere of them may give them what they want.
Oh,
So you
yes.
don't buy it for them at that time, but you can tell them, okay, ask the universe, and maybe some birthday party or something, they can actually get it. But when they're small, if you repeat this, it's expensive, we can't afford, they will grow up with that mentality. So
Yes,
my,
I
I
love
would,
this. And guys, you should see Kaizin's daughter. She had come for the bars class when Kaizin did her bars class. And every time she uses the tool, she starts saying, "Oh, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory."
She tells me also,
Universe,
Mummy, pod and pocket.
God and Pock. I know, and so many of our so many of our Access family members have they've got their kids because the classes are free for a child up to the age 16. From 16 to 18, they have to pay half the price, and post 18, when they become an adult, they pay the full price. So I keep telling people that um, probably your kids are so potent. And if they come for class, because many women tell me that, Ashwini, I want to do my Access class, but I don't know what to do, whether I should keep my daughter will not let me go, or my son will not let me go. And then I've seen that I tell them that please get your kids to class, because Gary has put this out, because, and you should see the way Gary talks to kids, because he knows that they are so full of possibilities. And so that's the reason, bring your kids to class, because you never know how they will. And the current generation of kids, they are very high energy children. They are very wise beings who have taken birth. So if you have a kid, and if you feel that you cannot join the class because you have a kid, I will say that get them to the class, because it's one of the best things you could do. And another thing which I also want to share here about Access tools is, children pick up Access tools way faster than their parents. And they might even tell, I don't know whether it was Kaizin's daughter, or I don't know which of the kids said that, "Oh, Mama, you remember yesterday Ashwini auntie was telling this," and the mother, I think your kid or Radhika's kid, one of the children said that yesterday in the class. So sometimes we as adults might not remember what the facilitator had said, but the kids
The
remember,
child
because
remember.
they connect.
They
So
are like a sponge.
they
So
are like a
imagine
sponge.
if they grow up with this
Awareness.
awareness that money is easy, it's going to help them. Because
Yes.
unknowing, I mean, it's unfortunately, a lot of people don't know this. And as
Yes.
parents, we tell them, no, this is expensive, take something else. So
Yeah.
you are actually making the child less confident, because the child is thinking that what he or she has chosen is not worth it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
the best way you can communicate, but I think it's very important to understand what the child feels and what the
Sorry.
child chooses and what the child
Chooses.
is aware of when you make these
Absolutely.
statements.
Absolutely. And that takes me to our next part of the discussion, where we talk about self-worth and money. And I always feel it's a vicious cycle. Um, many people believe that money hai to self-worth hai. And self-worth, the truth is, self-worth hai to money hai. Because when you own yourself, when you own your power, and when you are unapologetically you, when you are owning the true essence of who you are, you become a magnet to possibilities. But when you start going into the wrongness of you, when you start judging yourself, when you feel that, "Oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I was," many people come to me and they say, "Oh, you know what, used to look good in 20s, oh, I was so fit back then, oh, I used to," like, and it has become like a very normalized talk. Then when people are approaching 40s, or they are in their late 30s or early 40s, I see a lot of women say that, "Oh, I think things are not good. We would look so good when we were younger, and now things are not good. Now I get tired." And I think getting tired is because you have to honor your body. It's nothing to do with age. I think we used to be tired in our 20s too, and probably teens too. But of course, at that time, our priorities were different. And now we've started having more well being. And, we've started putting that. But I've seen a lot of people say that they've lost their self worth over a period of time. And then they get stuck in the whole vicious cycle of not feeling good enough, not having enough money. Um, Not attracting a different sources of income. Like I always say that always have multiple sources of income. Don't be reliable on one thing, because you always have. And we humanoids. So what are humanoids? As per Access Consciousness, as per Gary Douglas, there are two types of people. There are humanoids who judge themselves, who always believe there is something wrong with them. And then there are humans who judge others. And usually they both are, either working together, or in many cases even married to each other. And that's the reason humans are the ones who will do 40 years, they will do the same job. They will retire, and post that they will spend their retirement time. They will plan everything. They will plan what clothes to wear on what days. They are the ones who are wearing who will wear the same kind of different 10 white shirts who are of the same kind, who will do the same job for 40 years and they will call it a life. And humanoids, they will say, oh, today I'm wearing blue. Oh, tomorrow let me wear pink. And I dyed my hair gold last time. Let me try to do it red this time. And what if I wear the brightest red lipstick? And what if I do this? And that's how humanoids look at life. They're very colorful. They look at possibilities. They always are, and you can see right now, there are two humanoids sitting in front of you. It's me and Kaizin. We are absolute humanoids. And I think you can read more about humans, humanoids in Gary's, any of the Access books. But I've seen this a lot with humanoids, Kaizin specifically, that the self-worth goes down because we judge ourselves a lot, right? And when the self-worth goes down and when we judge ourselves a lot, the money, you don't commune with the frequency of money. And that's where, you start going, as in, you are not very happy with your money reality. And to change that money reality, what you could do is stop judging yourself. Know that there is nothing wrong with you. What if there is nothing wrong with you? And what if you are amazing the way you are, and you, being the weird you, being, maybe you were always told that you are the most stupid person in the entire family. And maybe all your cousins are great and you are always told you are very stupid. What if that stupidness is the quality which could transform the world? Because most humanoids were told that they are not good enough. And what if you could acknowledge, what if rather than going into the wrongness of now, these judgments are made by someone else. Probably someone in the family said that, oh, you're not good enough, your cousins are better, your siblings are better. Maybe some uncle or aunt said that, and you believe that that's your truth, and it made your confidence levels go down. And because of that, you stopped really creating and living and out creating your reality. What if you could say, okay, wow, I am stupid, what could I create from this stupidity? And what if this is not stupidity, this is weirdness, is this is wrongness, is actually my strongness? And what if you could create from that? Because the more you start looking at yourself as just the amazing being you are, the more you align with the frequency of ease, the more you align with frequency of money. And I think that's why when we picked up this topic today, Kaizin said, chalo, let's do self-worth and money. And I said, wow, it's such an amazing topic and there is so much which we could talk on. Over to you. I can never stop talking about this.
So, no, but this is so important.
Yeah.
Because if, so we're all
Correct.
all of us, the entire
Hi, sorry. I think we are moving too much energy and we are shifting too many molecules. So I think I always feel that whenever my internet connection, because I think I have one of the fastest speed internet connections, but sometimes when we are talking too much of change, my internet just goes boom. And I think that I feel we are shifting too many molecules here, and probably that's the reason the internet is acting strange. But sorry, I can you please repeat what you said last so that
So I was saying a lot of people compare themselves. So they are happy by themselves.
yeah,
But when they see somebody else who's different
yeah,
or
yeah,
in their viewpoint better, that's when it affects their self-worth. So,
absolutely.
Access chooses to be authentic, just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
There's always going to be somebody better than you, worse than you. Who cares?
Absolutely. Or
Who cares?
it's not
Just
even
be yourself.
better or worse, right? It's just different than you. I always feel we
Yes,
are very
and
different.
it's your viewpoint, So like for example, in a working professional,
Yeah,
I always say, so I work as an executive assistant. So I always look at myself as a partner to my boss.
of
When you
course.
operate, so it's not like he is technically and designation wise, yes. But when you operate that this is the boss and I am the sub to him, your energy will be different.
Absolutely.
And when you operate that, no, we are partners. We are on an equal part in my perception, in my
Correct.
viewpoint, as
Correct.
Access says.
Correct.
So we put people on a pedestal. They may
We
actually not
do.
or not be aware, but
Yes.
we put people on a pedestal and then we respond to them from below. So,
Yes.
and then we feel that they are overpowering us.
Oh,
But
yes.
actually, nobody can overpower you.
Unless we decide to, we give them an opportunity, no one can overpower you. Yes,
So
absolutely.
just be your own self, own your own pedestal, I would say.
Yes, yes. And that's why Dane has written this beautiful book called Being You, Changing the World. It's such
Yes,
a beautiful book. And I think we have um like I think whenever I feel that things are not going as well as I want them to go in my life, sometimes I just open the book and open to a page, and I just get what I need to read. And basically, what does he mean by being you, changing the world? When you are being your core authentic self, when you are completely being in awareness of who you are embracing your own self in totality without comparing, like, someone is taller, someone is fairer, someone is thinner, someone is in a better job. As I said, these are just differences. They are not positives or negatives about it, because you will always, always, always have something which is so uniquely yours, which no one can compete you with. So rather than living in a competitive world, we are living in a collaborative world. Like we are
yes,
Team Unicorn. We all are healers, practitioners, therapists. But one thing we realize, that we all are supporting each other on the journey. We are moving ahead in life with our journey. And you never know who can support you at what time. And maybe you are going through a not so good time and someone supports you, and then they are going through a bad time and you support them. And this is how I think this whole community thing works. So rather than, when you look at people in the same profession, rather than saying, because people ask me, whom do you think is your competitor? And I feel, what a silly question. Yeah, come on, we don't really have competitors, because we reach out to the audience which is vibrationally compatible to us. I always feel people who come for my
correct.
workshops are the ones who are vibrationally compatible with me. And if someone doesn't do a class with me, rather than saying, oh, you didn't do a class with me, I would say maybe they were not vibrationally compatible with me with respect to that. And, I always feel that. So people will only come to you if they are ready for you, whether it's in form of a coach-coachee relationship, a client coach relationship, a client healer relationship, or even with friends, even with people whom you work with, even with people, even in your family. I've always seen in family dynamics, there are three kinds of people. There is one kind of people with whom we so connect deeply, and we love and adore them. Even in the, I'm talking about the big Indian extended families, there will be a one couple of one or two cousins whom you love with all your heart, and you will say, oh, I really connect very deeply to them. There will be some people whom you just can't stand, and you are like, oh, if that aunt or that uncle is coming, I feel I just don't want to be there. And then there are people who are just general, who are just who are neither you but the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I'm putting this is, with the people with whom you connect, they are the ones who are drawn to you because of your frequency, and their frequency is matching. There will be times when you will change frequency. People who are even very close to you, if they don't choose to change with you, they might move. Anyway, we are not talking about energy, we are talking about access here. The reason I spoke about this is because when you are being you, you attract the people who are meant to be the best contribution to your life. Like in Team Unicorn, like we said, we all contribute to each other. We all are contribution to each other's lives. And when you start living not from the transactional reality, what's transactional reality? I do something for you, you do something for me. But in the longer run, that's not how we operate, because there is also what we call as the generosity of spirit. There is also where you just want to give someone, right? Where you just want to give someone just out of that generosity of spirit. And that's beautiful, that's fun. So coming back to money, I would say that when you are looking at yourself in a very non-judgmental way, where you're looking at yourself as someone who is there is nothing wrong with you, and you're completely in acceptance. I will not even say acceptance is a very heavy word. I would say in allowance, because in acceptance, we show that we have no choice. But when we are in allowance, who we are, it's just beautiful, because from that space is where we create. There is infinite receiving, there is infinite joy, there is infinite possibilities. This is what Dr. Dane released a video a couple of weeks ago, and I created a reel out of that, where he speaks about infinite receiving, infinite possibilities, no judgment. You're only in the state where you are flowing. So when you are in that state and you have claimed your self-worth, or I would say you have claimed your state of being you, that is the space where you can create possibilities. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Ash, for sharing that. Wonderful.
And thank
And
you,
how does
Kay,
it
for,
get better than
yes. And thank you, Kay, for, I love doing these Access Lives with you because I love the way these energies play with themselves, right?
yes.
Where we are not like we just have a topic and we do not decide the script or anything, and we just allow the energy to play. And I know there are so many people who have, just by watching these videos, have transformed. Like, I know someone who came to an Access Bars class last year, and she said, I've been watching your videos for the last 3 years. And of course, before I came for the class, I watched all the videos, and I did learn about a lot of tools. And it was so transformative that I thought, wow, not now, what if I can do the class? And of course, with the bars class, her life has moved to another tangent now. So, just by these conversations, I know a lot of people's energy can shift. And what if
Yes.
you are watching this, and what if you could choose from this space, and what if you could just shift your energy from feeling stuck to feeling full of possibilities?
And his joy and glory.
And ease, joy, and glory, and absolutely in the infinite possibilities and infinite receiving.
Yes.
Wow. So, Kaizen, do you have anything to share, or I'm just going to ask if anyone has questions, because we are also live on our
Go ahead.
Facebook.
Go ahead.
So if anyone has
Yeah, go
questions,
ahead.
please. Does anyone have any questions? We are very happy to answer. I'm not able to see the chat. Okay. If anyone has any questions, please drop the questions down. Also, are if you watch this as a later if you watch this later as a recorded version, you can still drop the question and write as hashtag replay, and me or Kaizin can definitely answer your questions. And also, I want to make a few announcements. Kaizin, do you want to speak anything, or should I go for the announcement section?
Please go ahead. Please go
Okay,
ahead.
so two announcements. The first announcement is for many of us who are looking for the Merlin retreat, which is happening this Sunday, 28th of October in Mumbai. So it's a retreat where you're going to experience a full day of different kinds of healing therapies, including receiving energy healing, sound healing, breath work, and a lot more. And it's going to be full of fun and possibilities. So if you are someone who are in Mumbai, or who are traveling to Mumbai and who would like to join the Merlin Healing Retreat, I'm going to share the number and details of Radhika, who is our Unicorn Insights client manager. You can get in touch with her and register for the retreat. Trust me, your future self will thank you for this. So that was the first announcement. The second announcement is I'm also doing an Access Consciousness Body Process class in the first week of November, which is the week just before Diwali. I think the fourth, fifth weekend. I'll be making the announcements very soon. But if that is something which interests you, again, drop us a DM. We look forward to seeing you. And trust me, you'll never regret taking an Access Consciousness class. I think that is one of the best decisions which I have taken in my life. The best choices which I have made in my life is by choosing Access classes, because they transform you at another level, which you logically can't even comprehend. So yeah, so these were the two announcements. If you are interested in any of these, you can connect to Radhika. I'm going to tag Radhika here. And you could also drop us a DM or a message on our email, and Radhika will guide you to how to register, how to go through with all of this. Well, Kaizin, anything you would like to share? I don't see people have any questions. I think people are already in the Dashera. People are
Yes.
already in the spirit of Dashera. I think it's almost.
Our message will reach the people that are intended to.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so sure. And of course, these will be on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and on our YouTube. So for any of us, any of you who have missed this, you can watch this as a repeat. And we look forward to hearing from you. And if there is something we have to say, Kaisi, do you have any closing words? Or I think we can call it a day and wish everyone a very happy
I would
Dussehra in
just say,
advance.
how does it get better than this? I always
Better than
like to
this?
end with that.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes. And
of
what
course.
else is possible, which we have never even thought of? And
Yes.
wow. Thank you very much, everyone. And
Thank you, Ashwini. Thank you.
thank you, Kaizin.
Thank you
And
to all the viewers. Yes.
I'm going to stop the live stream on Facebook. So bye bye to everyone on Facebook. And I'm still going to give me a minute to do that. So thank you, everyone. And please comment, share, and subscribe. So the live stream is stopped now. And I'm also going to say bye bye to everyone on Instagram and YouTube who will be watching this as a video. So thank you everyone for joining. And here is me and Kaizin wishing you a very happy Dussehra and wishing you lots of love and magic. Thank you.